We now know the identity of a man shot and killed in the La Quinta Cove. Police arrest the suspected shooter. The measles outbreak continues to spread across the country, and here in California, incidents jumped by 54% in a little over a week. Tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday. Fans prepare to cheer on the Seahawks and the Patriots, while many still struggle to get a ticket into the big game.
KMIR News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us here at 6. We're also streaming live at KMIR.com. I'm Angela Monroe. Topping the news tonight, a Joshua Tree man dies after being shot in the head last night in La Quinta Cove. The victim was 20-year-old Ryan Sniffen. Homicide detectives arrested a 17-year-old male teenager in Hemet for the murder. The shooting happened around 6:40 last night at the corner of Durango and Ramirez in La Quinta. Riverside County Sheriff's deputies say Sniffen was rushed to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the head, where he was later pronounced dead. Police are not releasing the name of the suspect, as he is a juvenile. He was booked into juvenile hall in Temecula for murder. More news to report tonight on the measles outbreak stemming from Disneyland. We spoke with the county CDC director, who told us she can now confirm a case of the measles in the Coachella Valley. The county is also monitoring suspected cases of the measles, one of them probable and linked to Palm Desert High School. Measles is extremely contagious, and it is airborne and lives on surfaces for 2 hours. Symptoms of the measles include fever, cough, red, watery eyes, followed by a rash. The CDC recommends people who think they have the measles call their healthcare provider and not show up at their office, because you may expose others to the virus. Officials have now confirmed measles cases in 14 states across the country. Here in California, incidents jumped by 54% in a little over a week. New cases in Arizona have people worried about exposure at Sunday's Super Bowl. As Mary Maloney reports, officials say there is real fear of wider spread of the disease, but no need for panic.
Measles is the most infectious disease known to man.
New measles cases in Arizona have put public health officials on the offensive. Dr. Robert England advises people who have come in contact with the disease but aren't immunized
To not go out in public or to wear a mask if they absolutely have to.
The measles virus can spread through the air, and that fact is causing worries about events with large crowds, like Sunday's Super Bowl in Phoenix. At this point, officials say the chance of contracting the virus is still small.
If you were comfortable going into a crowded situation last week, you should be just as comfortable today.
This is a vaccine-preventable illness.
Vanderbilt University's Dr. Isaac Thompson says the measles vaccine is a victim of its own success.
There are now generations, my generation, those with young children who are vulnerable to these diseases, who haven't seen this. It's more of a concept in a history book.
The current outbreak has spread to 14 states since beginning in California in mid-December. The CDC is warning parents not to take chances with their children.
I think most parents think measles is gone, but it's forgotten but not gone. And the outbreaks that we're seeing so far this year are a reminder that measles is a plane ride away.
I'm Mary Maloney, reporting.
The CDC advises parents to have their children vaccinated for measles when they are 1 year old. A second dose should be administered between the ages of 4 and 6. In Rancho Mirage this morning, the Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation celebrated the legacy of Betty Ford and women in recovery. Hundreds attended the free event, which was open to the public. It was held at the Eisenhower's Medical Center's Annenberg Center. The purpose of the event was to spread the message of hope and inspiration for women stuck in the grips of addiction.
The event went better than we ever dreamed it would. The crowd was engaged, our panelists were honest, straightforward. Our chairman of the board got emotional when she talked about how her alcoholism affected her children. We had people in the audience. We had a gentleman celebrating 39 years of sobriety, and we had a young girl who was in her 21st day, and everyone interacted with our panelists from the level of where they were in their sobriety.
People outside the Valley also participated in the panel discussion by streaming it live online. This was the kickoff for the Betty Ford Center's 2015 monthly speaker series called Alcohol Awareness Hour. Let's get a check on your forecast tonight. It's definitely going to be getting a little bit warmer after the somewhat wet week that we've had. Looking at 67 degrees right now, just northwest winds at 5 miles an hour. And are we going to be looking at a little bit more of that clearing up? We can see some of the activity happening more so in the Phoenix region. However, it's looking more like clear skies. We'll tell you if you can expect more sun coming up in just a few minutes. The daughter of the late singer Whitney Houston was found unresponsive in a bathtub today and taken to a hospital in suburban Atlanta. Police say Bobby Christina Brown was found by her husband and a friend and given CPR. When police arrived, they say they provided additional care until she was taken to North Fulton Hospital. Police say Bobby Christina Brown is alive and breathing, but her condition has not been released.